everyone! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your teacher Aubrey on your screen. So for today's video, meron naman tayong bagong lesson at ang lesson ito ay yung continuation ng ating operations on polynomials, the multiplication and division of polynomials. So this lesson will be easy for you if you watch my previous vlog on the laws of exponents, because you cannot understand this unless you watch this one. Now let's proceed to the multiplication and division of polynomials. Okay, so good morning everyone. So this is our lesson for today, the multiplication and division of polynomials. This is the continuation of our previous lessons, the addition and subtraction of polynomials and the laws of exponents. So this is still our module for this week. For the multiplication of polynomials, we will be having monomial times monomial, monomial times polynomial, polynomial times another polynomial. So let's start with the first one, monomial times monomial. For example, we have x squared times x raised to 6. Of course, applying the laws of exponent, our answer is x raised to 8. On the other hand, if we have x raised to 7 times m raised to 6, still, our answer is m raised to 6 x raised to 7. If we have m raised to 7 times m squared times m cubed, and that's equal to m raised to 12, applying our laws of exponents. So let's proceed to the next, monomial times polynomial. For example, we have 6a times the quantity 2a raised to 5 minus 10a raised to 4. Of course, we will do the distributive property of multiplication. So I will show you. The first term is multiplied to the first term, and your answer is 12a raised to 6. And then the first term to the second term, your answer is negative 60a raised to 5. Another example is when you have 7m cubed times 4m cubed plus 6m squared plus 3m plus 2. Of course, again, you do the distributive property of multiplication. First terms first, we have 28m raised to 6. Then, the first term and the second term, we have positive 42m raised to 5. Then the third term, we have 21m raised to 4. Then the last term, 14m cubed. So let's have another example, 5xy times the quantity 3x cubed y cubed minus 2x squared y squared plus 2. Again, do the distributive property, combine the exponents of the similar variables. So the first one, we have 15x raised to 1 plus 3, that's 4, and y raised to 1 plus 3, that's 4. So your answer is 15x raised to 4, y raised to 4. Then let's have the second one. We have negative 10x cubed y cubed. And then the last one, we have positive 10xy. Just apply your laws of exponents. Next, we have polynomials by polynomials. Simply distribute the first term of the first polynomial to each term in the second polynomial, and distribute the second term of the first polynomial to each term of the second. Do this until each of the term of the first polynomial is distributed to the second. So let's have examples. The first one is the quantity a plus 2 times the quantity 10a squared plus 7a minus 5. The first terms are to be multiplied and your product is 10a cubed. Then the first term to the second term, we have 7a squared. Then we have the first and the last term, we have negative 5a. And then the second term and the first term, we have 10a squared. I aligned this to 7a squared because they have the same literal coefficients. Align those polynomials with the same literal coefficients. Let's proceed to the second. We have 2 times 7a, that's 14a. Again, I aligned it to negative 5a because they have the same literal coefficient. Then the last one, we have negative 10. So let's proceed now to addition. So bring down 10a cubed. Then proceed to the next. We have 7a squared plus 10a squared, that's 17a squared. Then let's proceed to the next. Negative 5a plus 14a, that's equal to 9a. Positive 9a. Then bring down negative 10, and that's now your final answer. The quantity a squared plus 4b times the quantity 3a squared minus 9b squared plus 8. This time, we are dealing with two variables. So let's try this. We have a squared times 3a squared. We have 3a raised to 4. Then the next one, we have negative 36a squared b squared. And then the next one, we have positive 8a squared. Then let's proceed to the second one. We have 4b times 3a squared. We have 12a squared b. Since we do not have the same literal coefficients as the first set, we have to align it to another part. Then we have positive 36b raised to 4. And again, pull it here kasi wala siyang kapareho dito. And then the last one, we have positive 32b. Since ganito na siya, tapos nating lahat, mag-add na tayo. And just bring down everything kasi haantay mag-add kasi wala silang ka-linya. So that is now your final answer. Let's proceed now to the division of polynomials. We will be dealing monomial divided by monomial, polynomial divided by monomial, and polynomial by binomial. So let's have the first one, monomial divided by monomial. So this was our examples during our previous lesson on the laws of exponent. As simple as that. Just do the laws of exponents, particularly quotient of powers. The next, we have polynomial divided by monomial. In dividing polynomial, apply the distributive property in division wherein you simply divide each term in the dividend by the terms in the divisor. So let's have examples. The quantity 7a raised to 5 plus 14a raised to 4 minus 42a cubed divided by the quantity 7a cubed. Let's copy the dividend and let's rewrite that in terms of a fraction or a ratio. So that's written this way. And then just distribute the divisor to each term of the dividend. So parang ganyan siya. Ganyan. Then we have a squared. Plus 14 divided by 7, that's 2. Then a, so 2a. Minus 6. So let's have the next example. We have the quantity 12a cubed b raised to 4 plus 12a squared b cubed minus 3ab squared divided by the quantity 6a squared b squared. So again, copy the first term and proceed with the division. And then 12 divided by 6, that's 2. And then proceed with the quotient of power rule for the laws of exponent. We have 2ab squared plus, again, 2b. And negative 1/2 b over a. And that is now our final answer. We removed 1 in here because ganyan na lang siya. Basta parang hidden yung 1. Ganon. So, kung walang nakasulat, ibig sabihin 1. Then, let's have polynomial divided by a binomial. Use the process of the long division. In here, give focus on the first term of the divisor. So, let's have this example. We have a cubed plus 13a squared plus 42a plus 54 divided by a plus 9. As we have said earlier, just focus on the first terms. So, a cubed divided by a, your answer is a squared. Then, proceed to the multiplication. A squared times a, you have a cubed. Then, a squared times 9, we have positive 9a squared. Then, proceed with the subtraction. We have to keep, change, and then change this to subtraction. So, cancel that. And you have positive 4a squared. Then bring down positive 42a and then divide. We have 4a. Then positive 4a squared plus 36a. Then again, proceed to the keep change rule. Change this to subtraction and also this one. Please bear with the writing. Proceed with the addition. 42a plus negative 36a. Your answer is positive 6a. Now, positive 6a divided by a is equal to positive 64. Then bring down 54. And then we have positive 6 times a is positive 6a. Then 6 times 9, we have 54. And you are done with dividing. So your final answer now is a squared plus 4a plus 6. Let's try another one. Now, since I have already explained earlier the process in here, now in this solution, we have a remainder. So we have the remainder of negative 246. Now, if there is a remainder, write it as this way. Since this is negative, then you have to put minus in there. Then, 246 all over the divisor are minus 3. So, this is now your answer. Now, let's proceed to the special products. When we say special products, we have the product of the sum and difference of two terms. We also have the square of a binomial and the cube of a binomial. In here, we are just following a rule. So the product of the sum and the difference of two terms, we have the quantity a plus b times the quantity a minus b is equal to a squared minus b squared. For example, you have x plus y times x minus y. You do not need to do the distributive property of multiplication. Just proceed with that rule. So you have x squared minus y squared. Square the first term minus square of the second term. Let's have example again. If we have x minus 3 times x plus 3, your answer is x times x is x squared, then 3 times 3 is 9. We have also 7a minus 3 times 7a plus 3. So, using that rule, we have 49a squared minus 9. And then, if we have 5 plus 2x times 5 minus 2x, your answer is 25 minus 4x squared. Now, let's proceed to the second, which is the square of a binomial. The quantity x plus 2 squared, it is written in different way as x plus 2 times x plus 2. Ganon. Using that rule, we change all a to the first term and we change all b's to the second term. And your answer is this one. Yung a naging x, yung b naging 2. Ganyan. And then simplifying that, we have x squared plus 4x plus 4. And we are done with the last. We have the cube of a binomial. Again, let's follow this rule. We have, for example, x plus 2 cubed. Then using that rule, just substitute all a to x and all b to 2. And then simplifying that, we have x cubed plus 6x squared plus 3 times x, that's 3x times 2 times 2, that's 4. So 3 times 4 times x, that's 12x. Then let's have the next example, which is the quantity m minus 5 cubed. Again, following that rule, change all a to m and change all b to negative 5. And then simplifying that, we have m times m is m cubed. Then we have negative 10m squared, and we have positive 75m, negative 125. Do not be confused in this part. Do this first and this. So, magiging 12 siya kasi 2 times 2, that's 4 times 3, times x, that's 12x. Gets nyo? Ngayon, pag gets nyo, it's your turn. Open your modules and do the activities assigned to you by your teacher. Thank you for watching and God bless you all. So that ends our lesson for today, and I hope you learned something. Do not forget to like, share,